Today we're mixing up some neutral colors. When you go to get started, you need to start by putting your name, class, and table color on your paper. Make sure you don't forget the table color. Then we're going to use the color wheel to help us. The first recipe that we learned about was using the three primary colors. We're going to use yellow, blue, and red to make a neutral color. Pick up your paintbrush and make sure it's clean and dry it off really well on your sponge. Then take a small amount of red and twist it into your box. Clean off your brush well and pick your next color, yellow. Remember, we want to have enough paint to mix, but we shouldn't be dunking our paintbrush into our container. We should just put a small amount of paint on the tippy top of our brush. With a clean brush, move over your color dots to start to combine them. Mix here first and don't mix in a big circle before you spread your paint out. As you do this, you might realize the color that you have is not quite right yet. Right now, my neutral color is looking a little bit purple. I know that red and blue make purple, so I'm going to adjust my recipe by adding some more yellow. It's helping it turn into a little bit more of a brown neutral. I'm going to add a little bit more to try to get it even closer, and now my red, yellow, and blue have balanced out to make that brown color I was looking for. When I'm done, I clean off my brush and I write down the recipe that I used. Red, yellow, and blue. Grab your brush, make sure he's clean, and mix your next color. We're going to use our secondary colors this time: purple, green, and orange. Remember, put all the colors on first, clean off your brush, and then combine them by smearing the blobs together. Remember, we don't want to rip a hole in our paper, so do this gently and carefully, and once you get them mixed, start to spread them out. When you look at your color, try to decide if it looks like a brownish neutral. Right now I'm noticing that my color is a little bit too green, so I'm going to add a little bit of orange to warm it up, just a little bit. You have to be a problem solver today. If a color doesn't look quite right, think about what could you add that's the opposite of what it looks like. When I get my color finished, I'm going to write down my recipe: orange, purple, and green. The last color I'm going to mix up today is going to be a complementary mixture. I'm going to mix my opposites on the color wheel, and I'm going to use red and green. When I mix my red and green, I'm going to try to make them equal amounts of red and green to get that perfect neutral color. But you might have to adjust your recipe. It looks like a little bit too much red in my neutral right now. When I'm finished mixing, you'll notice it looks like a grayish neutral. I write my recipe down. I'm only going to mix 3 colors today, and then I'm going to put my paper on the drying rack. When my paper's on the drying rack, if my hands are dirty, I can wash them, and then you should put your placemat away before you do any free choice time. Make sure you put first things first, hands and placemat, before you do any fun.